Devin Weston is a stuck-up piece of shit who thinks he's untouchable, and today we will explore how that led to his demise. So the first time we see Devin Weston is, I believe, at the end of the mission called Blitz Play, and right from the first scene, it's shown what kind of person this guy is. Basically thinking just because he is rich that he can get everything and anything he wants. And I love how Michael brings him down to earth a bit and how surprised he looks after this sort of interaction. This, to me at least, looks like the first time that someone, to put it simply, said no to Devin. But he had no idea who he was dealing with, as Michael is not the type of guy to take shit from anyone or just bow down to anyone. This entire scene sets the stage in a way, even though as a first-time player, we really didn't know how it was all going to unfold. Now, sure, Devin was briefly brought down to earth and even offered Michael to put him in touch with Solomon Richards. Now, say what you want about this next part, but I don't think that Devin would have ever offered Michael the contact with Solomon Richards if he didn't stand up to Devin like he did. And while for that brief instance it might have seemed like Devin was shocked, but he didn't change one bit in reality. Taking a look at the beginning of the mission, I fought the law, he says,
"Because frankly, I'm rich enough to do whatever the fuck I want, and you're poor enough not to ask me any goddamn stupid questions."
And let's not forget that he was so up his own ass that he thought he could get away with not paying the main trio for stealing the 5 cars that they stole from him over the course of a few missions. So this just goes to show that he still did not learn who he is dealing with, and especially looking at Michael and Trevor when I say this, because they're both trained killers. And in the mission, I believe it's called Legal Trouble, Devin, with no hesitation whatsoever, essentially tells Michael to go fuck himself in his movie, and that he plans to tear down the movie studio, something that is at this point really personal to Michael. However, unlike before where he didn't face too many consequences for his actions, his attitude here ultimately leads to his legal counsel Molly getting, let's call it, put in a blender. Okay, that sounded so fucking stupid. By the way, if you're watching this video and if you're enjoying it right now, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It would mean a lot to me, and we are trying to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of this year. Thanks. Moving on, this is the first time Devin actually faced some sort of consequences. However, instead of realizing that he shouldn't mess with Michael anymore, he not only blames Michael for Molly's death, but he gets so salty that he sends a private army to Michael's house to kill him and his family as a form of revenge. Although, I guess he still didn't learn who he was dealing with, as Michael proceeded to wipe out the entire kill squad. And I have to side with Michael on this one because, like he said, Molly died in an accident while doing what Devin told her to do. So this all goes back to Devin's attitude, thinking that he can do whatever he wants and get away with it. Now, this can be considered as a true breaking point for Michael, since he was just getting his life back on track, he got his family back and started working a job that truly seemed like something he wanted to do for the rest of his life. And then this asshole goes after his family and tries to take away the job that he loves. Michael lost his shit when talking to Lester on the phone after the incident at his house, as he did promise his family that they would be safe just a few missions before that when they came back to live at his house. Devin, seeing that he failed, tried to use Franklin to get rid of Michael this time. And the sheer fact that he asked Franklin to do it, that was the biggest mistake of his life that ended up costing him his life in the end, as he had no clue that Franklin was in general loyal to his friends. And I guess he did not expect that 3 dudes could simply wipe out not only his minion Steve Haynes, but his entire army, or not the entirety of it, but you see how much they wipe out at the foundry, and then at his house Trevor single-handedly wipes out a lot of them again, so yeah. But let's be honest here, he should have learned that when Michael took out that entire hit squad on his own. But I guess some assholes just never learn. And that is the main point of this video, that Devin never learned who he was messing with. He could have easily fucked off, but his attitude and ego is what ultimately led to his death. In the end, Devin was just a rich, entitled piece of shit who thought he was untouchable, and he kept poking and poking the main trio, which ended with him being pushed off of a cliff. Hope it was worth it, man. And to think this all could have been avoided if he never sent that hit squad to Michael's house. Anyway, with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this topic in the comments down below. I always love to read them. Until the next video or stream, thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.